with a look at LeBron James, and you can only guess what's next.
This could be the very end of LeBron. His legacy may very well end getting swept by a team who represents an undesirable future of basketball for many. Heavyweights the crown. Imagine more than half of your life under constant scrutiny.
Here goes LeBron walking off the floor.
Expectations so high that mediocrity is seen as failure. It seems like no matter what LeBron does, it may never be enough. But there was a time when every doubt, every criticism came crashing down all at once. So before he retires, I want to go through a part of LeBron's legacy, a reminder of what it was to truly be king. Life was not easy for LeBron early on. Born in Akron, Ohio, to a teenage mother and absent father. But life changed when his mother made a difficult decision to move him in with a local youth football coach. A coach who introduced James to basketball. LeBron recalled, "They put the discipline act into me. Being part of a family, a mom and dad surrounding, you had a brother and you had two sisters. It was an unbelievable experience for me at a young age. It opened my eyes up to become what I am today. Why I act the way I am today." James would find success playing basketball at the national level, being part of a group called the Fab Four, increasing to the Fab Five in high school, St. Vincent St. Mary High School. It was here where the king would be born, or so the legend goes. Some say a local newspaper coined the term a la Daft Punk style. Others say friends created the moniker. It may even be fair to say that LeBron himself was the first to crown himself king. Whatever the case, one thing was for certain. The chosen one was here, and all eyes were on him. People had high expectations of LeBron now, so it was either become the greatest or succumb to the hype. It's May 2003. George Bush delivered his mission accomplished speech, Apple launches the iTunes Store, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer just aired its finale. But imagine, you are the Cleveland Cavaliers, coming off an abysmal season. 17-65. Tied for the worst team that season. But good news, you get a 22.5% chance for the first overall pick in the 2003 NBA draft. A class that is remembered now as the best of all time. Let's see the students. At 27 is Kendrick Perkins, best known for his banger of a pickup line.
You ready for this one?
Oh, God.
What
okay.
you need ibuprofen for when you have a perk?
But he got drafted by Memphis, who originally got the trade from Sacramento, another mark of a failure by the Kings, who would then trade to the Celtics, where there he would win a ring. This small little tidbit. But Memphis originally owned the number 2 pick. That got traded to the Detroit Pistons, who then selected Darko Milicic, who is now seen as a big botch. Another failure at the Detroit Pistons as well.
Yeah, we're not 2-26 bad. You know what I mean? Like, no way are we that bad.
But as mentioned, Bosh would be number 4, going to the Toronto Raptors. Fitting.
And I'm better at French horn too, Eric.
The other two being Carmelo Anthony going to the Nuggets at 3, but not number 3, who is Dwayne Wade going to the Heat at 5. A name you should probably be familiar with.
There's the foul. There's the end of a legendary career.
This was the first class following the last game of Jordan, best known for being a shoe model, and a couple of other things too, maybe. A figure that left some big shoes to fill out. But who better to fill it out than the projected, undisputed #1 pick? Oh yeah, the king. It just makes sense for the king to remain in his kingdom. An Ohio native playing for his state. But, you know, only a 22.5% chance. And so, it was fate. Now donning the number 3. Shit. Fuck. Now donning the number 23, like a certain somebody, LeBron James would be set off to win the championship for his hometown, just like Jordan. Oh, wait. Actually, Jordan was born in New York. North Carolina, obviously.
Mr. Beast!
Forgot about that fact, because then he bought the North Carolina Bobcats, or who are now the Charlotte Hornets. And you get this. Anyways, the king would be the one to bring home the title, a championship win that has eluded Ohio for so long. Rookie of the Year, first playoff appearance in 2006, a finals appearance in 2007, scoring title, 30 points per game average in 2008, back-to-back MVPs, but his first 7 seasons left with no ring. LeBron, more like Le Fraud. Hey, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. It really does mean a lot, like a lot. But I must admit, that last section was kinda iffy. I'm not like, what was I talking about? I felt like I was drifting about. Like I talked way too much about the draft class and not about our glorious king.
You are my sunshine.
But that last part was to show that the NBA was chock full of talent, and LeBron didn't have that. I mean, from what I understand, his best teammate at Cleveland was Big Z, who he described as a big brother figure. Which kind of reminds me of the time Kyrie was asked if LeBron was a father figure. Whole thing. But anyways, that stint in Cleveland was kind of hard to find ball knowledge of. Like, I must admit, I don't have a lot of ball knowledge during this era. Because at this age, I was like literally pissing my pants. Like, so, what do you expect? But hey, you know, from what I understand, LeBron just didn't have any teammates at the time. And before, we all knew the GM we all know today, which is basically LeBron influencing his own, like, roster. Because, I mean, it's fucking LeBron. He could choose what teammates he wants. Not at this time. I'd say this is the first instance when LeBron became Le GM. Like, LeBron is literally credited as starting the player empowerment movement. So, you know, players were just stuck with the teams they had back then. But now with LeBron, you know, they could choose wherever they want to go, and it became like revolutionary. Although it became a detriment too, but that's like a whole nother topic. In a sense, LeBron was unhappy. Where we? It's hot today. LeBron was unhappy with where he was. So if he wanted a ring, it had to take matters into his own hands, leading to one of the biggest decisions, I'd say, in like sports history. But before we do all that, let's take a quick dive into why it's so important for a ring. I mean, obviously a ring is like important, but like ring culture, and it drives players mad. In fact, it's one of the biggest fears of a player. So, take it away, me. Fear, a major worry of all basketball greats. Getting a chip is a task many Hall of Famers have failed to achieve. A couple of the greats include CP3, Carmelo Anthony, the round mounds of rebounds, Karl Malone, which, you know, is probably for the best, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash. It's the most difficult task of basketball, to raise that Larry O'Brien trophy and say,
"We did it! Oh my God, we did it!"
But getting there is a team effort, a sentiment the king has made countless of times. To the outside, it sounds a lot like cope. Obviously, I mean, basketball is a team game. Let's take, for example, Draymond Green, a player everyone loves to take shots at.
part where I'm supposed to say, fuck all of you for booing me. But I actually...
Now, he has only ever played for the Warriors. If he had joined any other team, would he have won a ring? Possibly. But be a key part of the dynasty? Highly unlikely. It was the miracle combination of the Splash Bros, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, that highlighted his defensive capabilities. Now, Draymond Green was technically an undersized center, only at 6'6", which, you know, it's small, bro. But Draymond Green was fast, and he could cover multiple people at once, which made it much more difficult for teams to play against Steph and Klay. That miracle combination of Draymond with the Splash Bros and a couple of other players like Iguodala.
I want Iguodala. That's right.
A team previously known as a joke, but when I grew up, all I heard was the Warriors and their dynasty. That's the power of teamwork, friendship. But LeBron did not have any of that. Not in Cleveland, at least. There was a choice to be made. A decision. This is one of my favorite NBA moments. Made by one of my favorite players, Dwayne Wade. A brutal dunk that folded Vallejo like a lawn chair. One of the most brutal moments of the Flash. But let's replay it in its full context. A failed layup by none other than James, who right here is witnessing the aura of a championship player, the number 5 of his very own draft class. A brutal posterized dunk that you could just see on James' face. Hey, it's me again. Personally, I feel like this moment was the moment LeBron chose to go to Miami. Nice sentencing. But, I mean, this moment you could see is like, damn, this is what a real team looks like, and I'm just here with a bunch of bums. You bum! But, yeah, I like this moment a lot. LeBron finally embracing the villain arc, as you say. The decision. And it drove a lot of people in Cleveland mad, because obviously he was, like, betraying loyalty. He was supposed to bring home the ring, but now he's just selfishly going for his own ring, driven by that fear of becoming a player who will never, like, earn a ring in their career. Because it's entirely possible.
LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
But yeah, LeBron would go down to Miami, team up with D Wade, leading to this iconic moment. I mean, it's not a bounce. I mean, it is a bounce pass, but it's not a lob. Into the, like, iconic LeBron James tomahawk dunk. And then, of course, Chris Bosh would join in. So you got D-Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron, leading to the infamous speech of not 1, not 2, not 3, yeah.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6.
Oof, that was pretty cocky for a player who never even won a ring, too. Like, yeesh. Expectations are high, but would he rise to the occasion or fail again like he did in Cleveland? It's 2012. Last year, the King fell to Dirk and the Mavericks, a stain that would follow him because of his lackluster performance for when it mattered most. Now down 2-3, facing playoff elimination against the Boston Celtics and their big three. Let's do a who's who real quick. Kevin Garnett, big ticket from Uncut Gems. Ray Allen, who comes from Atwater, which is honestly more of an accomplishment than earning a ring. Paul Poopy Pants Pierce. Oh, and also CP3. Rajon Rondo. It's the Celtics. Enough said. But this was a team LeBron has struggled with constantly. From my limited ball knowledge, this team was a defense that forced LeBron to slow down, as if he was getting covered in honey. But the stakes of this game, recap, 2-3 facing playoff elimination in the Celtics' very own stadium. If LeBron fails here, his legacy would be a player who failed to live up to the hype. This is the most important game of his career. This photo right here tells everything about the game. Everything about LeBron in this moment. A person who has everything to lose and everything to gain. No emotions, no attitude. Just pure ball. At this moment, the crown has never felt heavier. For years, LeBron has carried the title of the Chosen One. But probably never really felt like he deserved it. When the time mattered most, left fumble over and over again. But not this time. No more carrying that burden. No more crowds. Just pure instinct.
Look at all the gold, both in his bank account and on this shot chart.
Extra special passes as James hits another, a 30-point first half.
Well, I just go out and just do what I've been taught, and that's to play at a high level and have fun with it. And at the end of the day, I won't regret anything. If I know I played hard and I gave it my all, I won't regret anything, no matter the outcome. And, that's where I've been this whole season.
LeBron James and the Heat have blown this one open.
45 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. The Heat would win the conference finals against the Celtics, with this destroying this dynasty, sending the Big Three into one of the worst trade decisions of all time and putting Boston in shambles until the residue and Green Gooner show up. But if this wasn't enough, the Heat would continue to dominate 4-1 against the young OKC trio. But that's a story for another time, because that's the thing I love about basketball, are all these storylines interconnecting, because I've got to be honest with you, the game is kind of mid, like, it's kind of boring. It's like, it just, stuff happens at the very end, and with the current condition of basketball, with all the flopping, it's like, you're better off just watching highlight reels, honestly. But storylines, that's what really drives the sport. But off of this one game, several players' storylines changed, including one, a player who was Finals MVP, a player who was the chosen one, a player who was finally crowned king.
This right here is the happiest day of my life. It's the happiest day of my life, and this is a dream come true. LeBron James.
But the story never seems to end for LeBron. I mean, we're still in the middle of LeBron's story right now. Learning more about LeBron, I began to realize, obviously, the greatness, but I guess the lack of greatness. Like, for the first several years, almost a decade, he struggled to get a ring. To me, that's more inspiring. Like, there's so many players where they like succeed and just win, like Jordan, but like Jordan kind of has like a storybook storyline. Like, I want a career like Jordan. That's difficult. But like, LeBron shows that even the greats struggle, time and time again. But despite all that, he learned and he overcame, which is, I think, the most inspiring part of LeBron. Not the fucking behemoth highlights, but the perseverance. So one thing we can all learn from LeBron is to keep going. Keep having fun. Let me end it off with words from the king himself. You can't be afraid to fail. It's the only way to succeed. You're not going to succeed all the time, and I know that. You have to be able to accept failure to get better. Well, see you next time then, I guess. Bye.